What's up, you guys? It's Sir Scrub here, bringing you some more Scrub tier Yu-Gi-Oh! Before we get into today's video, please leave a like and subscribe, and let me know what you think down in the comment section below. With all that junk out of the way, let's go ahead and jump both feet into today's video. Alright, so as you all can see from the title down below, we are going to be looking into defeating Crusadia Guardragon. As you all are well aware, this is just one of the many decks that are absolutely viable in today's metagame. This deck in particular can be difficult to deal with because of the deck's inherent flexibility. Last time we talked about how to beat Cyber Dragons, and that deck stood out because it could change its game plan depending on if it went first or second. And this deck kind of feels like a more modern version of that. Going first, this new incarnation of Crusadia can establish some amazing control boards by fully utilizing the Guardragon Link monsters along with some generic dragon support. However, if the deck goes second, it can simply one-shot you through the Crusadia engine. So, with that being said, for those that are new to this series, I'm going to break this video down into 3 distinct parts. Part 1 being the strengths of the deck as if you were playing it. Part 2, how to beat it when you go first. And Part 3, how to beat it when you go second. So, Part 1. Starting off, how the deck functions as if you're playing it. As I stated earlier, what this deck does simply depends on the die roll. If Crusadia goes first, it will establish a big you can't play Yu-Gi-Oh style board containing anywhere from 3 to 7 negates depending on their combo sequences and budget. Utilizing the Guardragon Link monsters to get something like Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss for free gives the deck inherent negations and disruptions, and it can also fully utilize a monster like Borreload Savage Dragon loaded up with 4 moral counters thanks to the abuse of multiple Saryujas. Not to mention something like a Morphage Goliath or some other stun type card to seal it all up. Now those are just the boss monsters, and some of the best features of this deck is its consistency. It can kind of force its way into the main combo with any 2 Crusadia monsters, using one to make Crusadia Magius and the other to summon itself to Magius' zone and search out Draco, which then can kickstart the entire chain reaction. However, on the reverse side of the coin, when the deck goes second, it will simply slaughter you through a simple beatdown that the deck was originally built to do, getting Equimax jacked up to huge numbers and simply OHKOing you in one fell swoop. Now, with the deck's strengths outlined, let's go ahead and move into part 2. Alright, so now that we've analyzed just how the deck ticks, let's get down to business and talk about how to beat it. So this second part will take the perspective of you going first against it. So, we now know that Crusadia going second simply wants to OHKO us in a single battle phase, sometimes in a single attack. So we need to find ways of either shutting down the attack or keeping them from reaching.
Resetting.
The absurd numbers that they do. So one of my personal favorite ways of shutting down the OTK is by utilizing Forbidden Lance. Lance prevents Equimax from being able to attack multiple times via the field spell, and it also drops his attacks by a respectable 800, and that difference may just be enough to spare your life. And having ways to shut down Equimax's effect can be a wonderful way of shutting down the OTK. So use the usual suspects, Impermanence, Veiler, Chalice, so on and so forth. Building your own disruptions to simply keep them from achieving their board goes a long way. In modern Yu-Gi-Oh, your main engine needs to have some way of disrupting your opponent, and this is one of those matchups that proves the necessity of that. Now, for scrubs like me, there are certain floodgates that restrict attacks that can do wonders. One of the many that comes to mind is air traffic control. Once they get that Equimax up to his jacked up strengths with 3 monsters on board, no more battle phase. And another good way of restricting its attacks is by using Messenger of Peace. This card has the advantage of being able to be turned off by simply not paying the maintenance cost. However, it is not exactly the most meta-relevant pick but it does get the job done, and it can put in work against just about all of the current meta matchups. But it is certainly for those with the heart of a scrub, such as myself. However, I think you guys have got the gist of it, so let's get into how to break this board. Alright, part 3. I'm going to be straight up with this one, you guys. As of recording this video, spear mode is roughly $10 US. Pick them up, use them. It is by far and away the best way of dealing with these boards. They put out way too many monsters to try and use some kind of convoluted combo to just play through it. So it's just go ahead and tribute them off. Tribute the fuck over it, call it a day. Playing into these boards can be damn near impossible. Spear mode is the ultimate way to deal with these big threats. However, moving away from spear mode, using kaijus are essentially the same thing. And I personally will swear by the kaiju engine in this modern format. Kaijus just put in so much work in so many matchups, and that's where they kind of have more of an edge over spear mode, is they're much more flexible. You're not going to be able to spear mode a Sky Striker player. It's just not going to happen. And whereas you can drop a kaiju on them and make your life a lot better. Beyond those actual side deck cards, what I'm going to do with this is more give you some advice, because those are really the best cards to out them. The best advice I can give you when attempting to combat these boards is smart playstyle. Use cards like Herald of the Abyss, the above mentioned Effect Negation Trio, and others to force out the negates on those wasted cards instead of combo pieces. This is one of the few times where you may consider Raigeki or Dark Hole, if for no other reason than to force them to negate it rather than a combo piece. It comes down to the psychology of, as a Guardragon, as a Crusadia player, do I negate this Raigeki and lose my whole board, or do I not negate this Raigeki rather and lose my whole board, or you have to burn a negate on it. So it's a way of kind of psyching out and playing around the disruption. But it really does come down to what deck you're running and your capabilities to play through multiple levels of disruption. Beyond that, the best advice I can give you is play smart and have your spear modes ready, man. But with all of that out of the way, that's all I got for this video. If you enjoyed it or found it helpful, feel free to leave a like and subscribe to see more content like this in the future. If you do choose to subscribe, join me on my weekly live stream on Fridays at 4 to 5 Eastern Standard Time. Also, be sure to let me know how stupid I am down in the comment section below. And the final plug, feel free to share this video with a friend. Let's get the conversation going and possibly help someone with a tough matchup. Most importantly, however, don't forget, be a scrub. What's up, you guys? It's Sir Scrub here. Just kind of touching up on some things I noticed when I was editing that I kind of forgot to talk about. I wanted to mention both Rivalry and Gozen. I know I talk about them a lot, but they can put in a lot of work if you can play them against this deck. Anti-Spell Fragrance is another good way to slow down their extenders. Skill Drain is Skill Drain. It does what it's supposed to do. And also, I can't believe I completely forgot Ghost Reaper and Winter Cherries. If you simply just Winter Cherries away, like their Magius or one of the Guardragon monsters, then it can really make this deck's life very difficult. Just some things I thought about post-editing, or while I was editing, excuse me, that I figured you guys would probably chew me out for forgetting. So, I figured I'd call them to light. But yeah, that's all I got, you guys. Please leave a like and subscribe, yada yada yada, plug. Don't forget, be a scrub. Peace.